tonight's episode with someone, with a friend. And if you're driving in your car, let someone know where they can hear TMG.
It's time for a new episode of TMG.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to TMG. I'm your host, Travis Patton Sr. I enjoy discovering and sharing real-life moments of inspiration from everyday people. And this show is about finding moments of inspiration for our everyday lives. And look, and if you're going to tell me something, then tell me something good. Hi, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of TMG. I'm your host, Travis Patton Sr. Hey, look, guys, real quick, don't forget to visit our YouTube page. Let's Tell Me Something Good with the capital T. There it is, right there on your screen. Guys, and as always, I want to give a huge shout out to my biggest supporter, my biggest fan, my lovely wife, Nicole. Hey, girl, how you doing? I know you're watching. I know you're listening. Listen, guys, in a very short time, this show has really taken off. And it's being heard in places all around the globe. I'm not kidding. I'm still surprised, guys. This show is being heard in places like in Egypt, and Thailand, and Switzerland, and Canada, and the Great Britain, and Japan, and China. Guys, I'm so excited for all of the support that you are showing TMG. Guys, listen, if this is your very first time tuning in, your very first time hearing my voice, let me tell you thank you. I'm so glad you're tuning in tonight, and maybe you are joining me by accident, or maybe somebody told you about the show. However you decided to find us, I'm extremely glad that you did. And guys, maybe you said, hold on, Travis, man. I've been watching your show for the 3 years you've been streaming. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. I'm so glad that you're here. Guys, listen, tonight's episode is going to be an absolutely amazing show and an absolutely amazing episode. We have a fantastic guest that's joining us tonight. Guys, listen, I'm going to go ahead, get some things out the way, because I want to start this episode as badly as you do. Guys, listen, everybody knows that this show is all about finding moments of inspiration with everyday people, like with you and like with me. So if you have an inspiring story that you would like to tell, maybe you want to come on the show, guys, drop us a line. That's TELL me something 21 at gmail.com. And tell Travis, man, I know someone that has an inspiring story, but I'm not coming on the show, man. I'm camera shy. That's okay. You don't have to, guys. You can still drop us that information at TELL me something 21 at gmail.com. And you can even remain anonymous if you like. Guys, listen, we have a couple of really great affiliate sponsors here at TMG. That's right, Walmart, Fanatics, and Mint Mobile. Guys, I want you to visit our affiliate sponsors. The special link, guys, to our sponsors will be in the chat. I want you to drop a line and see, and guys, and visit those sponsors. Keep in mind, guys, I may draw a commission, guys, when you do. So let me go ahead and put that information. So here you go. Walmart is a proud associate sponsor of TMG Tell Me Something Good podcast. Please use the special link bit.ly/tell me something good and visit our sponsor. Remember, I may earn a commission when you buy through this link. Fanatics is the place to go for all of your officially licensed sports gear from your favorite sports and sports teams. Use the special link bit.ly/tell-me-something-21 and pay a visit to our sponsor today. Remember, I may earn a commission when you buy through this link. And by Mint Mobile. Sign up and find the cellular plan that's right for you. Use the special link bit.ly/tell-me-something-mint and visit our sponsor. Remember, I may earn a commission when you buy through this link. There it is, guys. Thank you very much. I want you to visit our associate sponsors, guys. The special links to our sponsors will be in the chat. So whatever you do, guys, please visit those sponsors. Guys, if you've been listening to the show, I love to read. I love reading a lot of different things. Right now, one of the things that I'm reading is a very good book, guys, by my mentor and my teacher, Stephen A. Davis. Guys, the name of the book is called Just Beyond Grief. I told you a lot of times, guys, grief sometimes has a way of trapping us on the same page where we're repeating the same thing and feeling the same way. Guys, there's something in this book I want to read you. It says, don't rehearse a nightmare when you are in a dream. And that goes very well with tonight's episode. A lot of time, grief wants us to rehearse the same things we've gone through, not realizing that you've already turned the page. Guys, tonight's episode is going to be absolutely wonderful. If you didn't get a chance to catch tonight's episode, guys, it's entitled Tiffany's Story. Yeah, Tiffany's Story, guys. Our guest, guys, tonight is a wonderful individual, and you've got to listen to this story as it comes up. I'm going to go ahead and put something on the screen, guys, and kind of give you a visual of what tonight's episode is kind of like. That way you know kind of what we're going in that direction. When you hear these words, once upon a time, most of us know how stories begin. Don't we? Right? Well, come on in, guys. Thank you for joining. Most of us know how stories begin. And each of us have our very own story, guys. Yeah. Each of us have our own story, and chances are, if we begin telling it, it will be as unique as we are. All stories have a beginning, an origin, so to speak, a start. But what happens next is what usually takes us completely by surprise. Imagine this. I want you to imagine this. Get this picture in your head, okay? Imagine, if you will, your life is on an upswing. Everything seems to be going good. Job's going good. Family's going good. No real problems there. Things are kind of on an upswing, right? Things are looking good, and you're kind of happy. You're looking good. You're happy. You're singing. You're coming to work. You're enjoying to come to work. You're enjoying the people reasonably. You know what I'm saying? Nothing real major taking place in your life. Then you receive some devastating news about your health. You receive some information about your health that puts everything on pause, that causes your life to come on brakes, where all the momentum you thought you had, now everything comes to a screeching halt. Hodgkin's lymphoma, guys, is a rare type of cancer that as the cancer begins to progress, it limits the body's ability to fight infection. So your body can't really defend itself. Even though it's designed to, it can't really defend itself. It limits the body's ability to fight off infection. Our special guest tonight not only beat it, she conquered it. Let's give a huge TMG welcome for Tiffany Thompson. Tiffany, what's up, everybody? How you doing, Tiffany?
I'm doing great. How are you, Travis?
I'm fantastic, man. It is absolutely wonderful to have you part of the show tonight, Tiffany. I mean that. How's it going, girl?
I'm doing great. This is wonderful. I'm so excited to be here and be on the show with you. I'm so excited. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure and it is an honor to have you here, guys, on the show. Guys, I'm gonna go ahead and give you a spoiler. Tiffany is a dear friend, my wife and I. But we've been trying to coordinate to get her on the show for a while, and I'm glad she's here. She has an amazing story of resilience, guys. I'm not gonna be the judge. I'm gonna let you be the judge of it. I don't want to hold you. I know. How's Amari doing?
He's doing wonderful. He's gonna be 20 in December. I'm not ready,
I'm
but
not.
he's doing great.
20. I'm not willing to say that
20.
I'm getting older. There's no anywhere he's on me 20. No way.
I know, right?
I need to go check the birth certificate, Tiffany. There's no way.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Jeez.
He's my one and only, my pride and joy.
20 years old. Good grief. That's her son, guys, by the way. So you want me thinking weird. That's her son. That's her son. Man, I'm not going to hold up things, but man, I know you've talked to my wife and I. You shared some of your stories, so I want to give you an opportunity today to let everyone know who you are, something about your story. So, man, I gotta say this, Tiffany. I know there are quite a few people that's probably listening, family, friends that's listening, who know you're very, very familiar with who you are. But for those thousands of people that's listening who don't know, please, if you will, introduce yourself to others and tell us a little bit about yourself, Tiffany.
Well, I'm an awesome God-fearing woman of God. I love to hang out. I love to laugh. I enjoy having fun. So there's a couple of things about me. If you're in my presence, we're gonna laugh and we're gonna eat good because I enjoy, trying new things and I enjoy traveling. And I just all around, life is about living and just having a wonderful time. And that's truly, truly the type of person I am. And I love God. So you can't beat it with those things.
She's right, guys. Listen, Tiffany has this thing that she does where she's either she's preparing food or she's at a restaurant. She posts the food she's eating, and it's just mouth watering food. I'll be honest with you, I look on
Yeah.
Facebook just so I can see where she's eating today. I kid you not. But she is a person who does love life. She is full of life. Uh, Absolutely. If you're in her presence, you are going to laugh. There's no way you're going to be around her and you're not enjoy yourself. You're not going to be a happy person. You're not going to be. You're going to leave a better person. You're going to leave a better person when you leave her presence because that's the type of person she is. She is
Absolutely.
absolutely for life, and I love you for that. It is absolutely amazing. And when you think about the things you've gone through, though, Tiffany, that's kind of ironic. It's kind of irony. You're full of life, and life itself didn't want you to enjoy life, though. But you kind of
Right.
you battled through that, and your whole personality and everything just glowing and shining through everything. I,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I love it. I love it. Well, guys, we're gonna dive in. This is some good stuff, guys. This stuff. So each of us, Tiffany, each of us have a story, Tiffany. Everybody has a story. I mean, my gosh, if you ask the person in the street, they have a story, your next door neighbor, each of us have a story. What age were you when your story began to take a kind of a dramatic change? And what was it that caused this change?
Yeah, I was 33 years old when I was diagnosed with cancer. Um, Still had so much life to live. I had, never been married. So there were some hopes and dreams and aspirations that I was expecting, in my life and working toward goals and all of those different things when I got this horrible, horrible, diagnosis. And that's when my life began to take a turn. It really, really did. And initially, I was afraid, thought about suicide at the initial diagnosis, but I know that the Lord was like, no, no, you have purpose in your life. You have more to do. And let's get this show on the road. You know the enemy that you're facing. You know what's terrorizing your land. And we're gonna defeat this giant that is trying to destroy you.
Wow, wow. That is a lot. 33.
33.
That's the age when a lot of people, they kind of start their careers, life start getting happy, you start moving, maybe getting married and things like that. And when you're at 33, where a lot of people will probably be receiving a lot of great news, good news,
Right.
you would have seemed like the worst news of your life.
Yes.
Wow,
And it
wow.
was it was it was crazy. But I remember, thinking to myself that I always strive to be a good person. But I just remembered in a previous season prior to the diagnosis where I got attacked in my mind and I blamed God for it. And I literally just ran away from God in a previous season. And then I get restored, restore my relationship, invite God back in, and I'm on the right path. And then I receive this news.
Wow. Wow. So you make some changes in your life. You receive this news. 33. 33 young years of your life, and you're thinking, man, what in the world just hit me? I just had to. It, I don't know what it's like, and for all those who may be listening and you may have had the similar diagnosis, I can only imagine that it felt like a ton of bricks hitting you. I can only imagine that it felt like, whoa.
Yeah, because I'm like, what am I gonna do? Like what does this look like? I have never been sick outside of a headache, cramps,
Right.
common cold. I never been sick. So to go from 0 to 100, I really, really I was all over the place initially, really didn't know, what to think. And then I called my man of God, Apostle Stephen A. Davis, and the first thing that he said was, Tiffany, you still have purpose, you still
Mhm.
have life to live, and you're not going anywhere until you fulfill that purpose.
Wow.
That alone was like, Lord, like music to my ears, because I just received a death sentence, people, stage
Right.
4
Right.
Hodgkin's lymphoma. I never heard of it before, didn't know what it was.
Right.
And it's the
Right.
type of cancer that attacks your immune system. So, what are you doing when you're 33 and you're battling cancer that attacks your immune system?
And here's the thing: when it attacks your immune system, that means everyday people, everyday experiences, and everyday relationships places you at a risk, like
Absolutely.
a common cold. Things that your body could normally fight off, your body could not fight off. So things like that could really mess with your mind because now you have a son. you I gotta be careful. I can't give my son a hug. If he's sniffling, got a cold, I can't really get close to him, and that can, man, that had to really play a tough part with you guys. And what was the toughest part about the diagnosis for you?
A tough part, a lot of it, listening to the laundry list of side effects.
Oh
So
wow.
chemotherapy makes up 4 drugs. So and everything is different. And they
Mhm.
have to make these drugs. So every drug comes with a list of side effects. And one that really, really shook me was, she said, Miss Thompson, how many kids do you have? I have a son. She says, I don't know. You probably won't ever be able to have kids again. She said, if you reach a fever of 100, don't even call me. Go straight to the doctor. Just go straight to the emergency room. She says you have a potential to have pus coming out from up under your nail bed, up under your toes, the color disarray, like my skin changing, the nausea, the vomiting, the can't taste. Like there was a laundry list of side effects with the one, me never being married. I always said to myself, Lord, well, I don't want to make a selfish decision and I've never been married. I think that's something that me and my husband should make together. So that tripped me up. But I can hear the Lord say, whose report will you believe? Are you going to believe their report, or are you going to believe my report? And I was like, Lord, definitely going to believe the report of the Lord, because everything what I was hearing was fear, was death, was
Wow.
giving up,
Wow.
everything that I was hearing. So that was tough. That was tough. Hearing those things.
So you had to dig deep into whether your faith, and you had to dig deep into what you believed in. And I heard you say earlier, you called your pastor, your apostle, is so you had to rely on incredible positive relationships and people who are in your corner rooting for you?
Well, to be honest with you, all of my friends left.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Wait a minute. These are people. See, you have to be careful when you say the F word, friends.
Right.
So all the people that were your friends, that you were your associates, you hung out and ate with, you laughed with, that enjoyed your company, enjoyed your presence. Probably you going over their house, they coming over your house, meeting your kids, you meeting theirs if they got any. And so you get this bad news, supposed to be your ride or die, and they couldn't ride with you.
No, I had one, maybe one, and that was my best friend. She still was there. We didn't live in the same state, but she was very, very supportive. But a lot of my friends left, and the thing is, I couldn't worry about who left because now my sole focus is to live. My sole
Right.
focus is Tiff, you're gonna live and not die. And that'll come later, but that was my sole focus. I couldn't be angry. I couldn't be in unforgiveness because those type of things block the healing that I'm believing God for. So I'm in the middle of a crisis in my life and I don't have any friends.
Wow, wow. I kind of look at that like, you ever see these movies, these TV shows where people are drowning and they're in the middle of the ocean and there's no
Yeah,
boats around them, there's no helicopters around them, and they're just splashing. They're just splashing.
yeah,
And water's in their face. And the more they splash, the more water they take in. You are being overwhelmed. You are overwhelmed by what you receive. You were drowning. And there are people way on shore who could throw a lifeline, but they're like, oh, she'll be all right. Well, you know what? She'll make it. But you were overwhelmed. You were drowning, Tiffany. You were literally
yeah.
drowning, and no one wanted to throw you a lifeline. No one wanted to come by and see, well, I know she heard some bad news. Let me at least put her on my boat. She may not have the front seat, but can we just get her out the water? I think you would have settled for somebody, just put me on your boat, man. Just get me on. Just get me out of this water.
Man, just a hug or some juice, some water, anything was beneficial. Anything, you
Wow.
know. So
That,
that was tough.
that had to,
That
what
was tough.
you're a pretty social person. You enjoy social relationships and engaging with your relationship that you have. To a person like you that was that social, that had to be tough when people you were your friends and they weren't no longer social. When you find yourself all of a sudden you couldn't be as social as you wanted to be, or as social as you enjoyed previously, or as social as you like. That'll mess with you. That'll mess with you a whole lot.
Yeah,
Guys,
it
listen.
really, really can. But I had to fortify my mind. Like I literally fortified my mind against this disease, against everything that was trying to come against me. If I would have let fear overtake me, I would have done anything. So there comes a certain point in my walk in this journey of conquering cancer that I hear the Lord say, live a normal life. See, be it unto you according to your faith. A lot of things, a lot of times the doctors don't know everything. And my faith had to be stronger than the diagnosis. My faith had to be stronger than the side effects. It's like, Tiff, it's sink or swim time. So when the Lord said, Tiffany, live a normal life as if you're not even battling this thing, because I believe that I was healed. And what do healed people do? Healed people live a normal life. I hung around healed people. I never hung around anyone that was sick. Everybody that I would get around, they were healed and not prophesied to me because that was who I am. In spite of what I was hearing, in spite of the death threats, in spite of don't do this and don't do that. No, Tiffany is going to live and not die, and live to proclaim the word of the Lord. And that's what I believe. And whatever you believe is what you will do. Your actions must mirror what you believe. And I believe that. Just the very thought of going to church. Most people would have not went to church, and we are easily over 5,000 members in my church. And I went to church every Wednesday, every Sunday. I was at church. because I needed that word. The word of God was helping sustain my life. The word of God was like the air that I breathe. And the next day, after Wednesday, I would have chemotherapy. So I would get that word and go in and conquer and be there for those chemotherapy treatments, which was helping sustain me, because that was some of the most difficult time is going through chemotherapy. And what people have to understand is chemotherapy is a poison that is injected into your body that they are expecting to kill the cancer. Chemotherapy is so toxic that nurses wear gloves, they have to wear protective gear. They said, Tiffany, if any point we flush your line, if you feel anything off, please let us know. Because if we inject this chemotherapy in your body and anything is off, you literally can burn from the inside out. It would be like acid being injected into your organs.
Wow. Wow. That is amazing. You so let me. I'm trying to get this. So everything that you're dealing with, physical wise, and everything that you've gone through, physical, even out to social wise. So you had social with friends leaving you, all those different things going on. You have to dig deep into your faith and what you believe. And guys, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, guys. This is not about trying to believe one way or the other. What she's saying is what worked for her is that she realized it took
Absolutely.
something different than what she was doing. It was going to take something different than what she was doing. And and it took her digging deep into her faith and realizing I need a better support system around me than what I had. They left. Tiffany, they left. Your support system left. And it left you wide open to increase your borders for a different and a better support system that really will help. And whenever you're dealing, listen, guys, let me help you out. Whenever you're dealing with something, you're going through something, no matter is a situation like this or whatever it is, having and developing a great support system around you that will be there, that will have your back, that will support you is key and crucial when you're going through important things in your life. Whenever you're trying to turn
Absolutely.
that page, and we're talking about a story, every story is, listen, guys, let me help you. A story has nothing to do with the beginning and the end. Those are just the fillers. The story happens on the pages in between. And if you don't have
Absolutely.
anything to fill out the pages, it doesn't matter how the story begins or how it ends. It never will have a great ending for you. You got to fill out the pages. That's why in a story you have supporting characters. That's why in a movie you have supporting characters
Yeah.
because they help support the story. They help support what the main character is trying to do. And what Tiffany said, guys, that I needed some support. I needed some characters there that would help bring me through this. And fortunately, she was able to find that and locate that support. Man, again, guys, if you don't realize this, this particular rare cancer, man, works against the body's ability to fight off infections. It fight off infections. A common cold could be worse for you. Worst case
Yeah.
scenario for you. You
Yeah.
know, you get a stomach ache, food poisoning. Worst case scenario for you. You know, this
Yeah.
means it can lead to things like this. And listen, you can't fight off infections, right? So it can lead to things like isolationism. You can be isolated and lead to things like depression because you can't be around the people and things that you love to
Absolutely.
do. It now, Tiffany, I know you are a huge social butterfly. I that had to mess with you mentally. It really had to mess with you mentally. What are some things that you personally had to do to keep yourself encouraged during this?
Yeah, well, when you're going through like a storm like that and you're trying to survive, you know how you see the characters in movies, they're throwing things off of the boat to lighten the load so they don't get swept away from the storm. That's kind of what I had to do. I couldn't focus on who left. I couldn't focus on those negative things. The only thing I was concerned about is Tiffany staying alive, literally survival of the fittest at this moment. Some of the things that I had to do is you have to have a system every time we plan financially, we plan for certain things to stay healthy, working out for the physical. You read books for intellectual to help stimulate those mental abilities. Well, when you have an attack against your life, you have to create a system, which is what I had to do for depression, you guys. And it would knock. Just because it knocks, it doesn't mean that you have to open the door. And I wouldn't open the door to depression. I'm already dealing with a lot. You want to add depression onto that? No, thank you. I would watch a comedy. I like Kevin Hart. I would watch Kevin Hart. I would watch those old comedies. Maybe it'd be Martin. Anything that's gonna make me laugh. I use that against depression. And laughter is good for the soul. It do good like medicine. Laugh, laugh often. That would help against depression. I had to stand on the word for anxiety because I never dealt with anxiety before until then. I dealt with anxiety. And I was like, oh no, I'm not gonna open the door for you either. I dealt with suicidal thoughts. I was like, no, I'm not gonna open the door for you either. And having that outlet, having those people, my man and woman of God that I can call and talk to. I also was talking to other people who were battling cancer at the same time that I was. So when I would feel a certain way, I would give out what I needed. I would call someone and give them an encouraging word. I would
Right.
try to help to take my mind off of what I was going through because it wasn't necessarily about me. I would place the focus on someone else that was going through who needed to hear from me that needed to say, I'm like, hey, I'm going through the same thing you're going through, and we're gonna make it together. Those things help fortify my mind and bring me out. You can't just sit there. You know what I'm saying? They said psychologists say that there's 21 days to take root in
Right.
creating a new behavior or changing that. Either you're going to sit there or you're going to get up and you're going to do something about it. Every time pain tried to dictate to me, Tiffany, you can't do that. And Tiffany, you shouldn't do that. Pain and all those things will tell you to sit down. It will tell you to lie down. Well, if I'm going to live, I had to fortify my mind and it became mind over matter. I didn't let pain dictate to me how my day was going to be. I told pain to sit down because that's not what we're going to do. So anytime I could stretch myself beyond what pain was saying, I would do that. And it doesn't have to be big. It could be getting up, and if I've been in the living room all day, literally getting up out of the living room, going to the den, going in my bedroom, going to sit outside, or going up and down one or two steps. Whatever I can do for that day, I would do it. And that would be a goal of mine. My goal may be to do it on my own and not ask for help, whether it be putting on my shoes. The things that we take for granted, I had trouble doing. I became so
Mm.
weak that you sticking a key in the door to open your door, I could not do it. I
Wow.
became that weak. I had to have help putting on shoes. I was that weak. So the
Wow.
things that we take for granted each and
Mm.
every day, I was challenged in those areas and I could not do them alone.
Wow. And guys, listen, you see Tiffany now, and you say, man, there's no way in the world she had to deal with that. There's no way in the world. And she's now, man, she's stronger than she ever been. And I know you hear her story, and you think there's absolutely no way she's making this up. I'm telling you, it's not made up. It's absolutely amazing how her life has turned around. And what I hear, Tiffany, and a lot of people can hear the same thing. It didn't have everything that happened overnight. It was a daily
Mm-mm.
process. It took some time.
Absolutely.
And guys, what we're saying is this: we're not saying there is no rubber magic lamp and everything happens and everything goes away. We're not saying you won't be challenged in life. What she is saying, guys, and what we are trying to share and convey that is you may be in a challenge right now. Don't quit. You may be
Right.
facing some of the worst news you've ever heard. Don't give up. You may be facing some of the worst news you ever thought you could receive. Don't give up. And this was all a mindset, Tiffany. This was all a mindset because you dealt with the depression. It came knocking. The insecurities, the angry with yourself, with God, with everybody, with life. And this is a person who embraces life. Guys,
Yeah.
when you see Tiffany, man, she embraces all of life as with both arms, like this, like a big mama hug. And for a person to be able to embrace life like that and have to go through the things they've gone through, they dealt with some of the things that we normally deal with, but she got past that. It's all in a mindset. Now, Tiffany, that you are on the other side of this thing. Now that you're on the other side of this, and it certainly wasn't easy. I know that. You know that. You're having struggle trying to open a door with a key. So I mean, come on.
Yes.
Tying shoes. So how do you now that you're on the other side of this thing, I know it had to change your perspective of life. I know it had to.
Absolutely.
How do you view adversities in life now?
Really like a peon, like a mustard seed. To be honest with you, when you have an attack, a death sentence on your
Mm,
life that's trying to kill you, I don't look a lot of things that we're arguing over, that we're trying
mm,
to have our way, it really doesn't matter.
exactly.
That doesn't matter. I smile through it all. I forgive quickly. I get over it. It doesn't matter. If I need to take the back seat so you can win, that's perfectly fine for me because I'm still alive, guys.
Exactly.
Like, you don't understand. I should be dead. I should be dead. I should be 6 feet under.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you have another chance to live at life and stay on this side, I don't view a lot of things what people are arguing over, fussing over. It doesn't
Right.
even matter to me. I'm
Right.
sorry, it doesn't matter. And I'm like, oftentimes one of my friends, she's like, Tiffany, she's telling me her thing she's going through, and I'm over there smiling and laughing. She's like,
like,
why are you laughing
like
at
what?
me? And I said,
What are you crying about,
I
lady?
was like, I love you, but you're gonna get through that. It's gonna be okay. And now she laughs with me. She doesn't get upset. She's laughing with me through her problems, through her storms, and I
Right.
love it because laughter has become contagious. I just want to love. I just want to love, laugh, and live life to the fullest, and that's all that matters.
Wow. Wow. Guys,
And help
again,
other people. I gotta add that help other people
and
because
she
I
does.
enjoy
She
helping people.
does. She generally does have a heart for helping other individuals, and I know a lot of times October's coming up, so I know they typically say that for breast cancer, but I know you also are an advocate for all types of cancer, and you try to
Absolutely.
educate individuals through that process that you went through. You share the information and educate people through that. So we're so glad you do that, Tiffany. Man, I
And
got that.
also through family support as well, Travis.
Exactly.
A lot of people when they hear the diagnosis, they don't know what to do. I had some people that knew me that were like, Tiffany, we were afraid and I didn't know what to do for you.
Right,
And so
right.
I had to educate them on what I need in that moment. And that was okay. I said, you know what? If you don't know, say you don't know and ask. And I said, just treat me normal. Treat me as if I'm not even battling this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If I heard you say that you did that, you laughed a lot, you watched a lot of comedy. What I hear is you did the opposite of what was told you. Everything
Yeah,
was
I
what was meant.
did.
You did the exact opposite, and it helped you, and it helped change your mindset. So
Absolutely. And a
it
lot of times the doctors they would have not advised me going out. Let me say that. But again, be it according to your faith, my faith wasn't where theirs was. I was outside often.
yeah,
I lived as if I was not battling something that could take me out. I knew that I was going to take cancer out before it took me out. And that was my mindset.
wow, wow. Guys, I don't know if you hear what I'm hearing, man. Just an incredible story of determination and just resilience. And what I hear is fight back. And I don't,
Absolutely.
I don't know, guys. Let me look directly into the camera. And I want to say this to somebody. I don't know what took your fight away, but get your fight back. I don't care if it was divorce. I don't care if the relationship didn't work. I don't care if the career didn't work out like you thought. I don't care if the move didn't work like you thought. I don't care if there's issues with yourself, your body, your family, your children. Guys, COVID gave everybody a punch in the jaw. Get your fight back. I don't care what told you cannot, you will not, and it'll never happen. Get your fight back. There's going to be lots of things that's going to come against us, whether you do one thing or the other, whether you believe one thing or the other. It does not matter. All that matters is this is the time that you get your fight back. And that's what I hear Tiffany say, I got my fight back. Yeah, it took some punches. I took some swings. I got down. I got back up, but I got my fight back. Maybe, just maybe, you're listening wherever you are, maybe in your car, at home, or on your job, or maybe you're streaming right now. Let me tell you, get your fight back. You can only win when you get your fight back. Tiffany, guys, I want to thank you to our very special guest, guys, Tiffany Thompson, for being here tonight. Tiffany, let me ask you a question, okay? I got to do this. I love doing this with all my guests. And by the way, I know you got a book that you're working on. Yep, I'm going to go ahead and out you. I'm going to go ahead and throw it out there, because if I don't out you, Tip, it won't get done. So I'm going to go ahead and out you publicly, worldwide. Do you know the name of the book yet?
I do, but I'm not at liberty to share it. Just know when the title alone is gonna blow your mind.
Okay, so you got a book that's coming out. That means now the whole world is waiting on it. So now you got to go ahead and put pen to paper, because we're ready for it. We're ready to hear the rest of it. Definitely, look.
Absolutely.
That's something I like to ask all my guests. So, what is something that Tiffany Thompson, what is something that you would like to say to encourage someone right now who may be listening, their family going through the same thing, and they don't know how to address their family member? It was such overwhelming news for them that their family doesn't know how to deal with it. The children didn't know how. I'm sure Amari was like, "What in the world?" So I'm sure they don't know how to deal with that. What is something that you could say to someone to encourage them who is in the middle of their story right now? What is it that you could say?
I would say to you that cancer cannot defeat you. Cancer has already been defeated. Stay in the fight, do the work, take it day by day. It's not it's not a sprint. Sometimes it's a marathon. So that means
Exactly.
that taking it day by day, do what only you can do within that day. Set small goals within that day. Stay positive. Never allow negativity into your atmosphere, even if it's family.
Right.
I literally called a family meeting with my family and told them this is how it's gonna go. If you're
I
negative
believe
and
that.
if you can't believe it, I will kick you out.
I believe,
Literally.
guys. I
The
know her.
fight
I'm
is
telling you, I believe
different.
it.
The fight is different. My life is on the line. You're laying in your bed, rolling over, and you're perfectly fine. It is not that for me. If you can't be negative, I will kick you out because my life is on the line. I didn't allow
Mm,
certain things in my ear gate. It was all positive. Everything was positive. I'm going to
absolutely.
live. Everything was positive. I stood on the word of God. I had people praying for me. I had so much positivity, so much life around me that it was impossible for me to die.
Exactly.
It was impossible because that's how I said it. I said it that way. And I believe in God. And I pray that you will know that God has already overcome for you. He died on the cross for you. So take that and run with it. It's already done. And stay encouraged. Stay encouraged. Do what you believe. If you believe you're healed, act accordingly.
Wow. Wow. If you are in the middle of your story, now is the time to rewrite your story. You can
Absolutely.
rewrite your story. Guys, listen, every story doesn't begin the same. It just doesn't.
Mm-mm.
You can start off seeing the three little pigs. One person will start it one way, somebody will start another way, but every story doesn't begin the same. And there might be instances of difficulties and disappointments, but a story is not about everything that happens in the beginning. It's about everything that happens next. Keep this in mind, guys. A beginning does not make a story. You do. Guys, it's about that time. And as always, it's been a real blast Don't forget to visit our YouTube page. That's Tell Me Something Good with the capital T. And as always, guys, don't forget to tune in right here each Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Central, 7:30 p.m. Eastern to listen to the show. And you can stream your favorite episodes on your favorite streaming platforms like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, Pandora, and so many more. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Tiffany, everybody, for tuning into the show. And as always, in parting, if you're going to tell me something, then tell me something good. I'm out of here. I got to go.